Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into our ICT overview videos, and in today's video I will be showing you around the ropes around the ICT GX platform and explain the tab sections. If you are new to the ICT GX platform, then this is where you will do all of your user database programming. And like always, before we get started, if you have any questions or concerns, please comment below or feel free to reach out to us. We're always more than happy to help. Now, that being said, let's get this video started. Great, so now once you're logged in on the home page, hover over to the Users tab, top left corner right here, and you will see three options. Just click on the Users and this will take you to the user database. Now, this page is broken into four sections. First section will be the Control Button section, and this is the area to my right. And this is, as you can see, List View, Group View, Add, Delete, Save, Copy, Import, and Find. The second section would be the user database list, and this is the area left to me that has all the names. So as you can see, the names here are John Wick, Angelina Jolie, Michael Scott, Tony Stark. The third section would be the user profile relevant data. Now this is the middle area that contains the first name, the last name, display name, record group, etc. And the last section would be the user profile data tabs. Now this is the tabs such as your general, credentials, access level, area groups, options, and photo. So now that you know where the user tab sections are, now we're going to show you what each of these functions do and what the areas are used for. Now let's start with the control button section, and the first two buttons you see are list view and group view. List view is how you see the user database in the list now. So as you can see on your left, we have a list of names. Group view, now if you click on group view, this allows those names to be categorized into a list such as vendors, staff, resident, or names of streets or building numbers. This is based on the record group fields, which we will explore soon. The group view allows you to organize your database into a smaller list than one big running list. The add button allows you to add a new user to your system. The delete button allows you to delete a user from your system. The save button will allow you to save the data that you just entered. And the copy button allows you to make a duplicate user based on the currently selected user. The import button on this platform does not currently work, so as of now, don't worry about using it. The find button will bring a new window and let you search for specific items in your database. And the refresh button will bring you back to the main starting point and is used if the site is frozen for some reason and or if bad data was entered that you want to ignore. The next section on our list is the user database list. Now this is where you will select the user you want to make changes to or program. You can search by the name here on the search bar. So as you can see on this left side right here, there's a tiny little search bar. Let's search for Will and you will see the Wills in the database. So I'll just type in Will. I don't know why it's doing that, Will. And as you can see, we have a Will Smith and a Will Ferrell. Just click on Will Ferrell and it should give you all of Will Ferrell's information. Now, the section to my right, as you can see, Will Ferrell's first name and his last name. And you can see the display name, the record group, the reporting ID, default language, and database ID. This entire section right here to your right, this is what we call the user profile relevant data section. And this is just the area that is right of the name of the profile that you have selected. Now the final section are the user profile data tabs, which are here across the top. As I click on them, the user profile is still selected, so all the information to the right of the user is its relevant data for that tab. So let's start with the general tab. Now the general tab is already clicked on. This is the default tab it opens up into. Here you have fields such as first name, last name, display name, and all this is automatically populated. The record group is where you want this profile to be grouped for your group view and reporting. As you can see, Will Ferrell, his maintenance group, we have him, his record group, we have him under maintenance. And for the reporting ID, default language, and database ID, you can just ignore that. It's just pretty standard. Next on our list is pin code. Now, if your site uses keypads, you can use the pin code generator tool. You can click on number 4, number 5, or number 6, and this will automatically generate a pin code. It's important to use these buttons so you don't have to duplicate pin codes into your system. Now going down on our list here, the next item on our list is access card. Now this is where you program the user's access card. An access card refers to a device that can be used at an access controlled location. This can be a transmitter, a key fob, an access card, a windshield sticker, a hang tag, mobile credentials such as Bluetooth or NFC key, and or any other device that the user will use to enter the property. Now, these devices will have a facility number and a card number, and they will be etched, printed, or digitally programmed to every device. You will need to enter both of these numbers in the section here and what you will need to assign to the user's profile. Now, each user can have up to 8 devices. For example, they can have a key fob, a windshield sticker for their vehicle, and a Bluetooth mobile credential. A quick note, it's tempting to create a profile for one person, then program 8 key fobs, for example, and allow that user to give them to his or her family members. You should not do this, so just please make sure that you enter each person's name into their own profile so that you can have good data in your system and know who has access to your property. It is much better just to create a user profiles and each of them have their own key fob so you can manage your system easier and get better data when running reports. Another cool feature we have under the access card section is that you can disable the device, and all you have to do is just check this disabled section right here and that should do it. Now let's say you want this key fob to automatically disable after 30 days. You can do that on here as well, and all you have to do is just click on this inactivity period. Now if the user doesn't use the key fob in 30 days, it's automatically disabled. They will need to come back to the management office and have it reactivated, and to do that you will just simply uncheck this disabled checkbox here and that should do it. Now another neat feature is the start and end times. You can issue an access card to a user in advance but not allow it to be active in the system for a specific date. Now perhaps you create a new lease but they shouldn't have access to the property till the first of the month. You can give them their key fob now, but it won't work till the first. Now you can use the calendar widget to set the date and the clock widget to set the time, and the expiry date works the same way. So in order to get the widgets, just click on the enable button here, and you will see that you have the calendar date and the clock date. Now let's say you have a 1-year lease. You can set it now so that the key fob will automatically disable after that date. Then clicking on this and then clicking on the date on the top allows me to toggle from the calendar to the year selection. I'll select 1 year from now and this fob will not work after that date. So you hit OK and that should be it. Moving forward, you'll have areas. Now areas are not used, so don't worry about that. And the record history will allow you to see when the user was created and when it was last modified and by which operator. So now that we have gone over the General tab, let's move to the Credentials tab. Click on Credentials tab. Now, this tab is not often used, but for some sites with custom credentials such as biometrics, license plate recognition, and other advanced credentials, this tab would be used, but unfortunately is not covered in this video. The next tab we have is Access Level. Now, the Access Level tab is essential and often overlooked. Access levels are groups of doors that have been assigned to an access level so that you only have to choose 1 or 2 access levels instead of having to select each and every door on your property that the user is supposed to have access to. If there are no access levels assigned to this user, they will not have access to any doors. These access levels are created when your system is first configured, and we create them so they are easily recognizable for you to your site. Now, for example, staff will likely have access to all doors on the property. Garage only would allow this person to the garage door. Now, if you hit add, it is possible to select multiple access levels by holding the control key and selecting them. Since I'm using a Mac, all you have to do is just click on command button and then just click on multiple, and then you just hit the OK button and it should add it to the credentials or the access level tab. My fault, access level tab. Now, start and explanation times can also be programmed here if desired. However, this is not commonly used. You can also select a schedule here if you desire. Now, by clicking graphic view, you can see what doors this person has access to and what times they will be able to access them, indicated when you hover over the green bars. Next, we have area groups and options. Now, these are rarely used. Next, we have the photo tab. The photo tab can be used if you would like to include a profile photo of the user, and for best results, use a file resolution of 480 by 640. You will notice there is no delete button, so to delete the photo, you will need to delete the profile. Next, we have the history tab. This is an audit trail for the user, and you can click on any of these records and it will provide a pop-up with additional information. This is generally used to see if a mistake was made or to see who made changes to that user and why. The Events tab, if you give it a second to load here, but the Event tab shows events about the user such as what doors they have been at. Now, we also have the door king information, vehicle info, and butterfly MX. We're not going to go too deep onto this or into these sections just yet, but this should conclude our training on the main user section. We will be covering the custom tabs in another video, so thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.